Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Roll Phase Podcast, THE Roll Phase Podcast. I'm Skylar G, and joining me today, as he is always joining me, Bill Frosby. Bill Frosby, welcome to the show.
Hello, I'm Bill Frosby.
I welcome you as much as I welcome myself back to the Roll Phase Podcast. You know, I debated it, but I had a really good impersonation of you that I wanted to bust out.
With the fedora and everything?
No, it's a different one. It's a different one. Yeah. I've been working on it for weeks.
Ever since we first mentioned that you would, in past episodes, we've mentioned that if ever I'm sick, you would just do a podcast episode with yourself.
Right. And so I've been really working on it in case that time comes and I have to play both parts, which is harder from like the statistical and the analytical standpoint. But I think I can do a pretty good one. All right, here we go.
You just make up stuff.
Here we go. Hey, yo. There we go. That was it. Thank you.
So what are we talking about today, Skylar?
We are talking about something that people have been desperately begging us for the last...
everyone's talking about.
It's what everybody's talking about. They've reached out to us directly.
We've been talking about
this
Dice
is true
Thrones as well, outside of the podcast.
I was going to say, kind of, but then you went on vacation, so it was just quiet.
The timing sucked.
I know, the timing was awkward.
I went on vacation for 3 weeks. And it's funny because people online noticed this as well, because I was like, wasn't playing, and people were like, you were just gone for like a whole month. But the timing sucks because I left for 3 weeks, but on the third day I was gone, Vanguard shows up on my front door.
And I had to come to your house and put it inside so it wouldn't get stolen.
Yeah, exactly. But for those other 2.5 weeks.
And nobody pooped on it.
Yep, no one pooped on it because Skylar was sure.
I was very careful to put it in a spot that nobody could poop on it.
For 2.5 weeks, I knew it was just sitting in my house, and I'm just like, I can't play it, and I want to play the new Dice Thrones set, and it's just sitting there. But
yes, and I mean to clarify, not that we're complaining, because Dice Throne did a phenomenal job of being like really on top of it.
It was a lot faster this time.
And I mean, I know last time wasn't necessarily entirely their fault by any means. I think it was like shipment stuff and mess like there.
The after, like a late after effect of all those tariffs.
Yes, exactly. So like not their fault, but this time, phenomenal job. They got everything out like on time. I think it was actually running a little bit early.
It did run early.
So that's fantastic. So we're not complaining. It just, the irony is that the timing.
I was complaining. But I was also on vacation. So it wasn't like.
Yeah. We can't blame them.
Yeah, no, I was just like, oh, no, not blaming them at all. I'm just like, this vacation would be even better
if I had Vanguard here. I brought it along and I could play it while we were on downtown.
Everyone play with me.
That's awesome. That would have been fun. But so with that being said, while you were on vacation, Quinn, one of our other friends, and I did go to our local game store that does our Dice Throne tournaments, and we sat down since we're out of season, and we just played through all 4 of the characters. He played 2 of them. I played 2 of them. And then you and I, now that you're back, have sat down and played through, well, for me, the other 2. You had already found opportunity.
I've already instantly came back. I played a bunch of games online with my friends online and stuff, and just really tried all the characters. And then right before this podcast, we just played 2 games where we both played 2 of the characters. And then we also played against
Naraxus, which we will also be talking about. So again, another thing people have been asking for. So this is us following through with that. You guys want to know about Vanguard, want to hear our thoughts on Vanguard, as well as battling Naraxus. And that's what we're here to do. So we're going to jump right in to Vanguard. Okay, so Vanguard is out. We've got 4 characters. Now, you and I, in our Q2 episode, sort of talked a little bit about what we thought was going to come with these characters.
We made 2 predictions.
Yes.
All right. Our first prediction was, who do we think will be our favorites? After playing each character, who do you think we will probably have the most plays with?
Just like our personal
favorites, right?
Yes.
Like, because when we go to, like, for example, Psylocke's your favorite, so you bring her to our ranks a lot.
Absolutely.
Like Pyromancer a lot. You like Pyromancer or something like that. It's like, what are the odds that we were predicting out of the 4 characters, who do you think will be are most likely to become one of our staple characters? And then we kind of went down the order. So we made our personal favorites, and then we also made predictions who we thought was going to be the strongest from first to 4th.
From like a meta-esque standpoint. Yeah. So that's the two categories that we went into. Personal favorites and statistically which one we felt would be best. Yeah. From what I remember, we're pretty off target.
I think we were pretty on point, actually.
Really?
It's actually kind of funny. So I'll start with our predictions for strength.
Okay,
right?
so these are like meta level, what we
Yes.
think statistically
So,
would be the
as
best.
of right now, after just playing through it and seeing the initial everyone online playing, it's very, very clear. 2 of them are really strong. And I'm not saying like they are really strong characters. I might not say S tier, but like on the border of S tier. Maybe both of them might be taking spots from top 10 characters.
Okay.
Those being Forge Master and Druid.
Nice.
On the flip, Duelist and Sun Elf are arguably 2 of the worst characters in Dice. It sucks, but they're just so underkitted, and their damage skill is just not good, and they don't have enough resources, and it's just it's sucky because they're both fun characters. They have very fun concepts and ways they play, and I'll get more into why they're bad as we're going to break down each character while we talk about this.
Now, keep in mind, this isn't a hero deep dive like we normally do. We're not going to focus on any one
I'm just
character.
going to talk about the pros and cons to each character.
Yes.
The problem with Sun Elf and Duelist, little spoiler for the rest of the episode, their cons outweigh their pros quite a lot. All right. So if you were to make an order, it'd be Forge Master, Druids, like / either could be the strongest, arguably. And at the bottom, it's Duelist, Sun Elf, where Duelist is slightly better than Sun Elf. But again, that's like a /. They're basically both bottom tier. Well, your prediction was Druid would be the best.
All right.
So you got that right. You said Duelist would be second best. So you're wrong there. And you said Sun Elf would be third best.
I put the 2
Forge
worst.
Master would be the worst.
Yes.
So you're right with Druid.
Wrong with everything
wrong
else.
with Forge Master.
Yep.
Yeah. I said Duelist would be the best. So that wasn't wrong. I said Druid would be second best. So in a way, I was right there. Sun Elf would be third, and I also said Forge Master would be last. And the reason we both predicted Forge Master would be last is we were just figured his deck would be too convoluted and too clogged up that you would never really get going, right?
Yeah.
You'll be
obviously
too busy
we
building.
didn't know what was gonna. The mining feature is incredible. Being able to search like constantly and just haul in all those resources in speeds everything up incredibly well.
Also, he starts with this would be a pro, but he technically has more health than the average character because as the game gets going in the long term, gold cards have no value. After you spend 4 of them, they have no value, so they're basically going to be health.
Yeah.
So your health pool on an average game is higher than 50.
That's fair.
So, but like if you're in the lead, you can just use the CP side of the gold to like push your advantage. So it's like such a versatile, interesting character and how he's versatile.
And I will say both times that I've played Forge Master, my CP shot up pretty high because the cards just weren't really something I had to worry or focus on.
It's because he doesn't have any upgrade cards.
Right.
And he doesn't have any personal cards.
Yes.
And so the only things you're spending CP on is like mod cards. But the thing is, you don't need to use them that often.
Right.
And since the only thing he spends his CP on is mod cards, you're just going to be gaining a surplus of CP because you're not spending it to do like other cards.
Which is why he has the option to spend 3 CP to gain another card, which is great. You know, makes that purpose
Anyways,
there.
that's what we're talking about. Those are the ranks. So we were both right with Druid being strong, but we were both wrong with Duelist being strong. And then we were very, very wrong where Forge Master would be the weakest.
Yes.
On the flip, this is really cool. We also predicted our favorites, who we would like the most and stuff. So we'll probably talk more about does this change? But what's funny is our prediction for our favorites was Forge Master, Druid, Duelist, Sun Elf in that order, which is funny enough, the order of how strong all 4 of them are.
Right.
So both our predictions for our personal favorites ended up being the order of strength.
We have preference for strength.
But then the question though falls to, after playing all 4 characters,
Yes.
does that change? Like, because a fun character doesn't have to be strong.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
My favorite character is Wolverine, right?
I love
Wolverine.
Psylocke.
You love Psylocke, but both those characters are like B tier to A tier in the ratings, right? So just because our predictions for this right for strength, what would you say after playing all 4 characters? Who do you think is your favorite?
Forge Master.
Yeah.
On top.
Yeah, I think
Love
you'd
that.
say that.
And again, going back to what we were talking about, we were so worried about his stuff not working and going up. Honestly, within 5 turns, I'd say on average, well, I only played twice, but I think between those 2 times within 5 turns, I think I had the max, if not just shy of the max, on both pieces of armor. Like you can shoot that stuff up so
By around
fast.
turn 6, you'll probably have an ultimanium armor and then a diamond armor.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Yep, exactly.
Which is really all you need, because I've played them a bunch now and I've never used ultimanium. I rarely use ultimanium to make the second item ultimanium.
Oh, sure.
Because at that late in the game, I think they're going to hit my defense maybe one more time.
Yeah.
So I'd rather use that value to get 2 more cards, by spending it.
That's fair. Yep.
But the thing is, like you're saying, yeah, you'll have a full set, because honestly, a full set for him is ultimanium on one, diamond on the other, and you'll have that by like turn 5, turn 6. So,
and it's fantastic. It's so fun, and the fact that they made it so that your gems don't lose value the second that you've got your upgrades. Like, yeah, you can have both of them at diamond. That doesn't mean that diamonds are completely useless, right? They can be scrapped for value. And same thing with the gold, and same thing with the ultimanium. So that's what's fantastic about it. I think he's a very versatile character. And gosh, when he gets those armor pieces, it is ridiculous. And then his defense having the potential to like double.
if it's a 6, you double both armor.
Or both armor. That's right.
Which is really good.
Yes, absolutely. So it's like, yeah, you're only rolling 1 dice, but once you have some armor going, it's phenomenal what you can accomplish with him.
But also the fact that, like, regardless of what you roll for the dice, the armor, it has an effect. So it's a passive without a dice roll, which is really strong.
Absolutely.
No, he's really good. He's very consistent. He's a lot of fun to play.
Yes.
Also, he's really good for character people who, like, he's somehow both appealing to people who just want to have a good, I'm not saying that the other people I'm going to mention don't just play for fun, but the people who are just like casual gamers.
Yeah.
But what I'm getting at is there's the casual gamers, and then there's people who love him because they're good at counting cards. They remember the order they put the cards in the bottom of their deck.
Right.
And so like I don't want to say they try hard, but they are try harding the counting card. But I mean, if you have that skill set, use it. But they love him for that reason. But casual players, like, you don't even have to pay attention to that. You can just put the cards back in the right, the ideal order, and then just keep going and stuff.
Here's another thing that I really love about him. So obviously he has no upgrade cards in his deck because all of his upgrade is within the helmet and the shield. In our hero deep dives that we do, we go through every single upgrade of the characters or the heroes and whether or not they're even worth spending on. In his character, it's all worth spending on. I mean, to an extent. I mean, like you said, ultimanium on the second piece, it might just be too late in the game, and that's normal. But at the end of the day,
the ultimanium use is really strong too.
Yeah,
Draw
absolutely.
2 cards. Yeah. I'm the only weak cards in his deck, because like then you go through the mod cards.
Oh, sure.
Try again is really good. Use it on his defense. Better D, fantastic. Use it on his defense. I mean, one more time's good too. And then the only 4 cards you won't use that often on him are the 4 status effect removal cards, and those are just matchup dependent. So like literally every card in his deck is good. Even the cards that are kind of weak on other characters are really good on him. So like there's no bad card in his deck, because even if you're like, well, he's got a ton of those golds, those are extra health. Like
absolutely.
Those make him just tanky. He's just tanky.
With that being said, one thing that I noticed in our game that we just played, where you played Forge Master and I was playing against you, regardless of who you're using, those status effect cards are a really great opportunity to gain some CP, because you're not going to use it against the Forge Master.
Oh yeah, the opponent playing against Forge Master.
He can't put anything on you.
It's kind of funny because it's an inadvertent counter, because by playing Forge Master, you make 4 cards, or if a buys banned, 3 cards irrelevant in the opponent's deck.
Outside of
huge.
the CP.
The only status effects removal card that has any value against Forge Master is Transference, because if Forge Master transferred a strong effect from
sure.
say it targeted or something, and he moved it, you could transfer it back to him or something. That's the only status effect that I might hold based on the matchup, but the other ones are instant sells. But the thing is, those are dead cards that you just drew. Well, Forge Master, like you said, it's not as bad for him to draw them because he can sell them, and that CP just is 1 closer to the next card, which he can use, right? It's like with Paladin. Paladin selling cards isn't the worst thing because he'll eventually can spend them with his tithe ability to draw another card.
So if you're playing as Forge Master and you go up against a character with really bad economy, that's a huge, I mean, as if he wasn't already strong enough. Now you've got another leg up, because if they draw those status effect cards, and what, at best I can sell them?
Yeah, like it's a pyromancer, drew a bunch of status effect cards.
Moon Elf or
Forge
whatever,
Master.
yeah. Like you're just screwed.
You're
like
suffering.
Exactly. So yeah. No, anyway, so that's a great
That's
highlight
your
on
favorite.
Yes.
Here's the important question.
Okay.
Would you consider him for your ranked team?
Yes, Bill. Yes. That is a tough question. I would say yes. I enjoy him that much. Again, I don't
Swap out Rogue? I think he fills the spot Rogue is. That's
I know,
the thing.
but I really like Rogue.
You might swap out Psylocke. I mean, if you really like him, he could swap out Psylocke.
I'm not supposed to. But if I had to make that choice, if someone said you had to play Forge Master in this tournament for whatever reason, I would probably swap out Psylocke.
Sounds like a question you're asking yourself.
I guess. I wouldn't be against it. I'd feel bad. And everybody listening right now is sharpening their pitchforks.
Call you a hypocrite.
And
yeah.
they're wrapping up their torches.
I don't think anyone would be mad at you because if he truly becomes a new favorite of yours, they'd be like, okay, yeah, he swapped out your old favorite. And that's fine. That's fine. Out with the old, in with the new.
Here's what I will say. Let's look at it less of Psylocke being replaced by Forge Master and Psylocke having already, to a certain extent, being replaced by Rogue.
Kind of, yeah.
And so then we got Rogue in the lead.
She's your new waifu.
Yes, exactly. With Forge Master replacing Psylocke.
Also, it's been rumors that future, we talked about this in our Q2 episode, but that we might have Lockout and Lockout's 4 characters that you bring.
Oh, yeah. So then I don't have to lose anything.
Also, on top of that, he's also talking about potentially doing, after Lockout, doing like bring 4. So like, the idea is like, the number you bring might go up from 3 to 4. And so you might be able to bring both next break. Not Age of Vitality, but whatever's after Age of Vitality might be Lockout or something like that. So it's just with more characters, you kind of want to be like, why are we limiting it to 3? Let's have people bring 4. And also like numbers, people have noticed over time, like when it's 3, everyone will just go first. But when it's 4, just that whole extra character that you could counterpick with really kind of makes going second a little more appealing.
Sure.
So
yeah. No, that makes sense. So what about yours, Bill? What is your favorite after playing?
Druid.
Druid. All right. Fair enough.
So if you know anything about me and just the way I play and stuff,
yeah,
I love versatile.
Oh,
characters. Thor's one of my all-time favorites. Who else I love Horseman. He's not really versatile, but he's versatile aggressor in a way, right? I like him. I do like Alchemist because Alchemist feels kind of versatile as well. Cursed Pirate feels very versatile because she has multiple paths of how to play, especially with the early flipping. So I like characters where, depending on the matchup, you change your level of play.
Absolutely.
Right? Thor's like the best example of that, though. And he's like one of my new favorite characters, right? Druid is the exact same, where you have these different shapeshift forms, and based on the matchup, you are going to be dancing between different like shapes, but you are transforming into different forms.
Yeah.
And the dance between the different forms is really matchup dependent. And because of that, he's very versatile in that man. And that's why I really like him. That's basically it. Why I like him so much. And he's got a great economy because wild realignment, top left ability on the right side. The ability to hit, it's just you get a card, you get your wild shapes, then you'll get 2 heals as well. Like, he has so many things on his board working all around, and it all works so well together. And another reason why I love him so much is you mentioned it actually with Forge Master. He has no upgrades, right? And so that makes his thing stronger. Druid has 3 upgrades, meaning, which I believe is the smallest amount of upgrades for a character that doesn't have upgrades. So like Forge Master, Doctor Strange don't have upgrades. Cursed Pirate, Pele don't have upgrades. But those 4 don't. There might be one other character I'm not thinking of that doesn't have upgrades. But out of every character who does have upgrades, I'm pretty sure 3 is the smallest. So because of that, he has, I'm pretty sure, like 12 unique hero cards.
Wow. Okay. So those are cool.
He's just a very fun character.
Oh, yeah.
And also, like, all of his unique hero cards are fun. They create fun plays and stuff. And they also change his form as well. So yeah, I just love the character.
The fact that he can shapeshift at any moment, as long as he has those tokens, is awesome. Like, I don't have to wait for my main
can be
phase.
Removed.
Right.
I love that in the fact as well. So
I will say, when I first watched him be played against me, a couple of days ago. The guy I was playing, obviously we were both new to the characters we were
You
playing.
already called him out earlier. You played against him.
I did. I didn't want to like throw him under the bus, but his usage of the shapeshift, I was trying so hard not to get frustrated.
Because he would preemptively do it.
He would preemptively do it, and sometimes it felt like he didn't really know why he was shapeshifting in that moment.
Because he had them.
Kind of, yeah. And the preemptive was kind of the key thing. Was like, you don't know, I might whiff my turn, and you've already shapeshifted to bear. Now you're stuck in bear, and you don't have anything to shapeshift back into cat or druid or whatever. So yeah, anyway, that was just me. I don't mean to sound like a jerk, but also I was sitting there, I'm like, no, don't do that.
It was his first time playing the
Absolutely,
character.
yeah.
You got to let people feel
Yes.
it out their first game, and then you can give them some advice.
And I'm not
after,
saying
so.
I'm any better. Yeah,
Yeah.
you made some suggestions while I was playing of which direction I should go or something like that.
Yeah.
So. But very fun.
But
very
to
fun.
answer the question, would he be on my ranked team? Potentially.
That's the easy answer.
Yes, the answer the to go easy, yes. But the I say potentially because if you know anything about my ranked teams, I rarely bring the same ranked team.
This
I
is true.
usually bring a new 3 every time.
Yeah.
So I'm saying in one of those 3 sets, yes, he'll probably show up. Yeah, for sure. I love playing him. So he'll definitely show up. I'm just not saying like I'm not like you who's playing the same consistent, might swap out one each week. Like, no, I bring a new 3 every time because I just play so much. I always just like bring the new 3. So yes, he'll show up in my ranked team. Will he be like, if I had to set like a hard 3 for a whole season, like you're not, it's not hard, but you get what I'm saying.
No, I get
like,
what you
if I said I'm going to play these 3, I'm going to see how well, like if we're trying to climb like the regional ladders to be the number 1, I probably would want to play the best 3 I potentially can every week. Would he be in that 3? Probably not. I'd probably be playing Thor. I'd probably be playing Spider-Man because I'm probably Kirsten, right?
That's fair.
My 3 favorites that I'm really good with, right?
Okay.
Would he
He's not quite there, but
he'd probably be like right on the edge, right? Like Headless Horseman's another one I love. Druid. Forge Master would be right outside that realm too, because I love Forge Master. Like we named our number 1. Forge Master would be my number 2. I love Forge Master's kit as well. He feels less versatile as Druid. And a big thing I don't like is this is why I don't play Black Widow. I don't like when the game plan for a character is so set in stone that you're just doing it every time. So like Black Widow, I spend covert ops. I look, oh, no upgrades. I grab Red Room Training 2. I play it. Now I look for upgrades and you just do that. And it feels so forced that I just don't like playing
there's
the
only
character.
really one right way to play the character to a certain
And Forge
extent.
Master, it's kind of the same.
That's fair.
But with how random when you'll gain the minerals,
Sure.
and also his dice path is not as straightforward as Widow's, and Ultimatium, you can't just dig through your deck and grab it like Widow can, right? So because of that, it gives like a waiting game. So I find that a little better. And also you won't choose the same, like in some matchups, helmet be better than shield or shield be hit. So it gives some choice.
There's a 2-path situation there.
There's
Absolutely.
the 2 paths. So it adds a little versatility. And because of that, I like him a lot.
Sure.
And he is, funny enough, very similar to Widow, where he's a character that ramps up as the game goes longer.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Because she gets stronger the more upgrades get played. He gets stronger the more you let him just build up his armor. So
Yeah. Okay. So we've talked about the 2 that we really enjoyed.
would you say Druid's number 2 for you?
Yeah, 100%. Absolutely. Now we got to talk about the other 2. And we might have to rip some Band-Aids off here. And maybe some people are probably going to be upset with us.
Well, they're weak.
They're weak.
But they're fun.
They are fun to a certain extent. I will say, jumping back to Quinn and I playing, since again I name dropped him already. He absolutely despised playing as
Duelist,
the duelist. Yes, and again, first time playing for both of us, but he's sitting there and he's like, "This character's dumb. I take 2 steps forward, the game sends me back, and then I take 2 steps backwards, and it never feels like it's at the right time." And I'm like, dude, calm down. It's fine. We're gonna work through this. We're gonna figure out this character. It's okay. And he was just pissed. He put it away. He handed it to me. He said, "I never want to see that character again." And I said, man, it wasn't that bad. And now I played him because we played.
Yep.
And it was not that bad. It was not that
It's
bad. And
not
it was
that
very
bad.
intuitive.
It's very intuitive, but I can see the frustration.
Yes. You might not move up or down all the way every single time, where you end up in the
But
ideal spot.
I can see the frustration where sometimes you get stuck on neutral on your offense and you do no extra damage. And then your opponent doesn't attack you, so you don't even go backwards to get, like, they attack you with undefendable. So then you don't even get to go backwards to gain the bonus from being the defensive side because you stayed in neutral. So then you just had a net zero.
All the ability element of your character sort of.
And so I could see the frustration. I also could see the frustration where you spent so hard getting all the way up to +3, and then you want to be aggressive, and then you roll defense and roll 4 boots, and now you're all the way back on there. And sure, you block 3, but you're like, I wanted to keep on the aggression.
Right.
Now I'm have to crawl my way back up to the +3. And yeah, that is my big frustration with Duelist. And it's definitely a hard game of managing your movement.
Yes.
And I guess that's part of the reason why he's fun, is because it's a whole nother game within the game.
It's a little mini game that you're playing with your character.
The problem is, if you're like me, who plays more aggressive characters, if I'm playing Duelist, I'm just like, okay, my solution to prevent this frustration from being short-stepped, I guess would be the word.
Short step. That's an interesting term, but it makes sense.
Is never roll defense, because then you'll always stay in the +1, +3 range at the top and be gaining guard breaks.
You'll take some damage.
You'll take some damage, but you're taking damage no matter what,
This is
really.
true.
The only way you can, because if you're at +3, the only way you're blocking 3 is rolling 4 of the same symbol. And since it's a 3, 2, 1 dice, that's not happening.
It's pretty unlikely. I did do it, ironically.
You did do it. And I think I've done it once as well, but that's the thing. It's like the odds is not there. And because of that, you just want to stand aggressive. Just don't roll defense, which is part of the reason why he's a pretty bad character, is because to get full value out of him, you need to roll like perfectly on your defense or just not use it.
Which means that he has bad defense, bottom
he
line.
might have arguably the worst defense in the game.
Yeah. Because it's actively working against your ability to fight back.
And the thing about him is he wants to be aggressive.
Yeah.
He wants to stay on the offense. He does not have a good economy. His economy literally is that +1 card draw in his defense, which, funny enough, is not that common to get. So,
because again, you have to get back. If you're on the aggressive, you have to go back 3.
So because of that, he just wants to do big damage and swing hard. And to do that, you have to stay in +3 or dance between +1, +3 while getting guard breaks. Because of that, you can't use your defense, but you just want to stay offensive. So you don't really need a defense. So I guess it's fine that he doesn't have a defense, but again, you're ignoring your defense. So it's like,
fair enough.
He just feels under weak everywhere. And
to a certain extent, you almost need that in a game.
He's my least favorite of the box.
He's the bottom. Interesting. So Sun Elf is above him.
I like Sun Elf because Sun Elf is very fun managing the sundial.
Okay.
I find the management of the sundial and like knowing when to attack, when to save it, when to hold it, when to flip back, her cards are really fun and interesting to play as well. Her unique cards.
She did have pretty fun unique cards. I agree.
So she's got a lot of fun things. And it's all revolved around that sundial, which is a fun mechanic. I'll just say the rest of the character feels very weak. Also unfinished in a way. Like the Sun Elf, you can definitely see how she was designed, and you can see from the design standpoint, they literally just said, what if we made Moon Elf, but just flipped the mechanics? And it's just like, I don't like it. I'll just be honest, I don't like it. I'd rather you make a whole new unique character that's not a mirror of an old character.
Sure. No, that makes sense.
So that was my problem.
I got a big kick out of the fact that when I played that game against Quinn, I played as Sun Elf. This was the first game. This was right after we opened the box and popped the stuff. Yep, he played Druid. We both had characters that have a lot of regaining health.
Yes. Yeah, I played that matchup as well. It's a very heal-heavy matchup.
It felt so slow,
it feels
which
like
is fair.
Monk versus Paladin or something like that. Yeah.
Like I'm healing so much damage. He switches to Bear. He blocks some damage, heals some damage, and it was just back and forth like that. And that was a weirdly long game.
Yeah, no, I've played that exact matchup. It's weird.
I'm not complaining. It was fun. It was a great opportunity for both of us to really get to see that character in action. But gosh, yeah, it was slow. It was fascinating.
What did you think of Sun Elf?
I didn't dislike her. I would put her as third as well. but a duelist probably at the bottom. The sundial thing, it didn't like super click with me per se, but I enjoyed what is her thing she can inflict on people, the sun,
Like sun-marked, I think is what it's
sun
called.
marked. Yeah. That was cool. That was a cool way. Like normally we see with like bleed or wound or whatever else, they get hit with this, and as long as it's on them, they're taking damage. This was kind of an interesting flip of that, where I'm healing because I'm hitting them. So I like that. I think it was a cool
I think
token.
it's really cool. I think it's on the wrong character.
Okay. Who would you put it on?
Anyone with an economy.
Okay.
So here's my problem with Sun Elf, and I think this is a big reason why she's really bad.
Okay.
She has a lot of healing mechanics that extend the game. Problem is, she has no economy whatsoever. So that means that she is slowing the game down. So if she's playing anyone who's like a middle to late game character who has some form of the economy, she's only helping them
Right.
by playing the game slow. Or if you want her to be like against an aggressive character, well, she's slowing the game down, but they're still just going to be aggressive, and she's not going to gain anything in the long run that benefits her to like be like, oh, you didn't kill me fast enough. Now I'm really going to turn it on you.
Yep.
She doesn't have that either. So like she's bad against aggressive characters. She's bad against mid-tempo characters. She's bad against late game characters. So like, what is she good against? I guess she's good against characters who are mid-tempo with no economy. So I guess she's good against like Moon Elf?
I was just going to say, wait a minute, that's just Moon Elf.
So it's like, cool. Like, Seraph? Cool. Like, the characters I named,
Yeah.
like that niche category
Yes.
is like Gunslinger, Seraph, Moon Elf, the bottom of
The
the
bottom
barrel
tier, yeah.
characters. So it's like, she just doesn't do good in any matchup. And then, don't get me started. I love Sunmarked. Sunmarked actually might be one of my all-time favorite status effects. I actually love the status effect. On the flip, Charge Gem might be one of the worst status effects I've ever seen in my whole life.
I'm glad you mentioned that. I inflicted Charge Gem one time in the whole battle.
Or used it or
Or,
something.
well,
Used it
I mean,
for
yeah, you
yourself.
gain it, whatever. But whatever the case, yeah,
You're not missing out on anything. It's such a bad ability.
I got it. I rolled. I said, I was excited because I finally had
You
gotten
got
it.
something. You got the
I did it.
You
It's
got
been
the
there.
other status effect that
Those
was
red
sitting there.
tokens have been sitting there the whole time, and then finally I got one, and then I rolled. I said, "Cool," and then I did the thing.
You went never going for that again.
I think I got a CP is probably what I rolled, and I
Yeah.
said, "Cool," and then I put it
It's
aside.
really only worth it if you roll a 5 or 6.
Yeah, so be it.
I wish Charge Gem would have been great if instead of a CP, because why does she need CP? First of all, she has no economy, she has no card draw, so she doesn't need that. Why wasn't it just raise her? Everything else in her kit says it interacts with her sundial. So why does that? Why does it just give you a CP? Like, it feels so.
That's kind of what you mean when you say it feels
Pointless.
unfinished. It feels
That's
like
what
it
I'm
wasn't
saying.
fully
Like,
thought
it just
through.
feels like they kind of just tossed numbers at the end. Like Sunmarked, it literally is just targeted but reversed, because Moon Elf does +2 damage with targeted. It's targeted, but you heal too. Cool. You just flip the character, and then Charge Gem isn't a status effect. It just exists. It's not a good status
Sure.
effect. That's my problem with her. But even with all that said, I still have more fun playing her than Duelist, who feels like a finished character, but just a finished character with just not enough.
I agree. I will say with the match that I did with Quinn, where he played Druid and I played Sun Elf, he ulted me twice
Yes.
in that matchup.
Yeah.
And I still say that the game took a long time. So like, just, I don't know. Is there a place for Sun Elf? Maybe.
My other complaint with Sun Elf is she falls victim to the same thing we talked about with Barbarian back with the Barbarian deep dive, which is she is now, I don't want to make a claim that might be wrong, but besides for Barbarian, I think she's the only other character that does not return damage on defense.
Oh, sure.
She only heals.
Okay.
And it's worse than Barbarian's heal, because he heals for 2 per symbol. She heals 1 per symbol and a max of 3. It's not good. I arguably, it's weird to say this, but this Vanguard might have given us the 2 characters with like, everyone argued who has like the worst defense. Vanguard might have given us the 2 characters who have the worst defense in the game.
They said, hold my beer.
Like Seraph's is bad, but like at least can be good.
Yeah.
Gunslingers is bad, but it has the potential to dodge half. Like
Yeah.
The thing with good characters is you usually have to ask yourself, do I want to hit their defense, right? Yeah. These two characters, never once will it cross your mind, oh no, I'm hitting their defense. Like, you never worry about hitting their defense. And that's a bad mark for a character. That's not a good thing for a character there. I'm not saying every character should have cursed pirate levels of scary defense, but every character should at least have damage in return. That's why I said barbarian. I said if he just like auto did 1 damage back to the opponent would hit him, I would love his defense so much more, because it at least had a potential to be a little scary, right? But like, you don't hit it back for anything, and all you do is heal. People will just hit your defense. If you look, for example, at Pale Lady, when she's on the Pale Lady side, people will go crazy on hitting that defense because it's so bad. Unless if you roll a 6, then it's good. But then if you're max moons, they're definitely hitting it because it's just no value. But then on the werewolf side, you people purposely make the conscious choice to avoid it. And that's good game design, because it's like they made one side's defense weak while the other one overly strong. And so it really forces the player to be like, I'll hit with defendable on one side and undefendable on the other. And it causes like choices and thinking stuff. That's phenomenal.
Absolutely.
But when you make a bad defense, it's just like,
I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to gun it.
Because defendable attacks usually hit harder because the defense is the punishment for hitting it. But if you don't punish them, they'll just hit hard.
I was going to say, as your opponent, I'm not scared. I'm not worried about it. I'm just going to do it. So, no, that makes sense. So, cool. Well, I think that really covers all 4. Again, this isn't a hero deep dive. It's something we'll get into later on. We are going in order now. I know a lot of people have been asking me. We're going in order now of the sets, but we are not necessarily exclusively doing all the heroes from each set. So what we'll do from now on is we'll have a poll per set. So we just did the season 2 poll. We got Vampire Lord, so that one will be coming out in the near future. Then we'll do Marvel would be next. We'll pick a character from there. We'll have everybody vote, pick one. We'll move on to X-Men, and then we'll move on to Outcasts, and then we'll get to Vanguard. And also, I actually been meaning to ask you about this. What are we doing with the single release characters?
You might just have to do like the extras characters.
Right, we'll just do a bonus.
You're gonna have Krampus, Santa, Deadpool. Well, we could pair Deadpool
could go with X-Men, yeah.
But you'll have
Mystic Brawler. We have the
Alchemist.
Alchemist. So they'll probably just have their own category. That's what I figured. So we'll keep that in mind as well. We'll toss that in as well. So
closing remarks.
Yes. Before we get into Naraxus.
Closing remarks on the 4 characters. Is there anything we didn't mention about the 4 of them that you feel like you should say? You love Forge Master. You love Druid. Sign Elf and Duelist need some help.
I'm thinking back to Outcasts, since that was the previous set that was released.
Fantastic set.
It was a fun set. I was really excited for Necromancer. Yes. I've made my opinion clear that I was a bit disappointed by it once I got it, but I'm glad that they did it. And I know a lot of people do enjoy it.
I love Backrow, so.
Loved Pale Lady. I thought Pale Lady's very fun. I enjoy her stuff, and it's very thematic, which I love. I think each of the characters did a phenomenal job being very thematic, which I love. Headless Horseman. I actually have not played Headless Horseman a single time. I've seen you play him a few times.
My most played character.
Fantastic. Very thematic also. And I love what they did with that. I think it's again, thematic mixed with the mechanics that they have. Phenomenal. Okay. What am I missing? Raveness. Everybody loves Raveness. She's already a top tier character.
Was it a joke to?
I did.
Was Raveness?
Ray, you gotta stop this.
Okay, so now looking at that, phenomenal.
The box oozed unique mechanics.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
All fun characters where the themes are very clear.
We're perfect. Yes. Jumping over to this box with Vanguard, Forge Master. Very unique mechanics, phenomenally well themed.
First character, I did want to point this out while we're talking about Forge Master. Shade Smith. It was funny. I'm calling him out right now as a joke online. It was funny. We were talking in like the Freehawks Discord, and he made a statement where Dice Throne says he loves passives on characters. He likes that, and he said Dice Thrones was falling away from that. And then I said, Shades, you do realize 2 of the new Vanguard characters have passives, and one of them has 2 passives for the first time. And he goes, really? I haven't looked at Vanguard. And I went, oh my word.
You can't go
But
making statements.
His claim was right. They had been moving away from passives. And then they released a set with 4 characters, and 2 of them have passives. But I think this is why I was talking about Forge Master. I think it's crazy. He's the first character with 2 passives.
Yep.
And he works really well with those 2 passives. He's such a fun character.
You would think that you would be missing out on having a whole ability that you could roll into.
Yeah,
Absolutely not.
It's so easy to roll.
It's so easy to roll. It's
And by
fantastic.
putting the straights together, it kind of, because if you think about it, other characters kind of, by combining their straights, it saves an ability slot. That's where they usually put a passive with those characters or something. I mean, technically speaking, there's like the other closest thing is like Shadow Thief and Spider-Man have 2 defenses, right? But they don't have a passive with.
No, yeah.
The closest thing is that if they released another character with 2 defenses and a passive, then it'd be the same as Forge Master.
Sure.
Right?
That makes
But
sense.
I don't think they're going to do that.
Duelist. Fantastically well themed. I know people have, again, we've said that like as far as strength goes,
We have complaints with the strength, but the character,
his
very
concept,
much feels the
fantastic. And I will say the exact thing that had me excited for his character, and I mean, granted, they really did a great job at kind of showcasing it to a certain extent, making it instantly obvious, like, oh, I get it. His coin is his footsteps. He's moving backwards and forwards. And when they delivered, it was exactly the way that I imagined it to a certain extent. I mean, obviously, I didn't put all of the whole character together, but it was fantastic. I think the mechanic is awesome. Let's see, Druid, awesome, fantastic.
It feels
theme.
like a Druid in D&D,
Exactly.
in RPGs.
It honestly feels like a really powerful Druid, because even in D&D, you have a limit to your shapeshifting. Man, you can shapeshift all day in Dice Zone
instantly
Druid.
as a reaction, basically.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
really cool.
It's nuts. I will say, I would be fascinated if they, for whatever reason, it's completely unnecessary, but if they released like an additional shapeshift leaflet, I guess would be the way to call it.
Form.
Yeah, like 2, because you'd have one on each side.
Like a snake or a bird or something like that.
I mean, I just think there's some really cool possibilities. I know they wouldn't, but it would be kind of cool. Maybe they'll do it because I know we talked about our theories on future heroes.
Yes.
And maybe there will be other like wizard-esque characters that can do other things that are similar to the shapeshift. So then we'll get kind of
Like
that
change their forms or change
Yeah.
the forms of a familiar or
like an
something.
elemental type thing or
Oh,
something
that'd
along
be
those
cool.
lines. Yeah,
Like,
I
like
can
he
do
has a-
fire or ice.
Oh, that'd be sick. Or
Yeah.
like he has a familiar, and the familiar is based on the element he's in. Or
Yes. Kind of like a Krampus type thing.
Kind of, yeah.
But yeah, okay, cool. Sun Elf.
Yep.
Theme is there for sure. I would agree with that. I think it's not quite as like, I don't know, forward or popping. I don't think it pops enough. Like what is, and this is exactly the same kind of complaint. I know I didn't say it quite in these words in the previous episode where we talked about it in our Q2 news, but like I just don't know what it is. You know what I mean? Like, does that make sense? Like it's a sun elf. I think this might have been the way I put it before, or maybe it's just in my head the way I had said it, was a lot of these heroes feel like a class in D&D,
Yeah.
specifically a class. You have a necromancer class. You have the Forge Master
Like
class.
an artificer.
Yeah, exactly. You have an artificer. You have an alchemist, potion maker. You know, even the Shadow Thief. It's like a rogue with a specific direction on it. Sun Elf, that's like a race or a species.
It might be like cleric, but like because of
Kinda,
all
yeah.
the healing.
And it's like a sun focused, but it just kind of, I don't know. It feels a little, the theme feels
like a
too
random
broad.
cult member joined your
Yeah.
group.
And with that being said, that's a 3 out of 4 win as far as I'm concerned.
no.
And that's a pretty solid set. And honestly, we both said it, we both enjoyed playing Sun Elf to a certain extent.
Oh yeah, no.
There's fun elements of it, but with that being said,
It's no Druid, it's no Forge Master.
right,
but yeah.
exactly. And so I think all in all, fantastic set, very fun. It offers, and this is another thing that I want to emphasize too, from a marketing perspective, right? You want to be able to attract different people to your game.
Yes.
The game is the same across the board. The heroes will always be different, sure, but the game is still played the same way. Although they have like these, with Naraxus and stuff, there's a cooperative version, things like that. But the game is still Dice Throne. You have to get people interested in Dice Throne. How do you do that? You do that through all these different unique characters.
More versatile characters.
Exactly. They don't have to be the top tier, quote unquote, these S tier ranking meta universe, whatever characters. They just have to be unique and interesting. There are going to be people out there that are going to say, I love Sun Elf. Because Sun Elf is something I connect with. I'm a big solar punk fan. I love solar punk books, and I don't know what movies exist that would really fall under the solar punk category, but I digress. So I have this like personal thematic connection. Sun Elf really does that for me, and that's awesome. And that if that brings them into Dice Throne and they love playing their Sun Elf, awesome. More power to you. I think that's fantastic, and I think that's a great thing that I love about what Dice Throne is doing. Their heroes are so diverse. There's a big kind of universe or world here that's not limited to like one. I mean, shoot, we have Marvel characters. That kind of throws things for a loop a bit when it comes to that. And I think that's great. It's very similar to, it's a game you guys like. I don't like it personally.
Oh, Unmatched.
Unmatched. It feels very Unmatched, where they're taking these characters from all across reality and universes and everything else and kind of plugging them together with unique abilities and things like that. But the game still plays the same.
Yes.
And I think a lot of people get drawn in by that. And that's something I love.
Yeah.
So
for sure. I guess my final things I would say about this box is Outcasts was an incredible 4-box set. I think it truly is like the most, like if someone asks, what should I buy first for Dice Throne to get the most bang for my buck? I would say Outcast. I truly think all 4 characters are fun. They're thematic. A little more on the edgier horror side, I guess. So
some people are really into
some people might not like that. So maybe I might change what I say.
That's a fair point.
But regardless, and on all 4 of them are really good in a sense, right?
Yes.
Especially 2 of them I think are really strong. I think they're all strong, they're fun. I don't think any of them are weak at the bottom of the bin, right? And I think they all ooze the thematics and the vibe of the characters, right? My bar was set so high with that 4-box set that when I got Vanguard, I won't lie, I was very disappointed with the overall quality of the 4 characters. It mostly has to do with Sun Elf and Duelist. I feel like Duelist is very fun for his vibe, and he very much is. He might be the most thematic character out of all of them, even more than Forge Master, right? So I would say they're the top. Druid's also very thematic. It's mostly Sun Elf, but also how strong they are. Sun Elf and Duelist are they just feel underkitted. And my gripe that I was a little upset about, we're releasing 2 characters in the same box that are like bottom. I wouldn't recommend Vanguard as the first box or something.
I see what you mean.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
like it's not that it's
Outcast,
bad. It's just not a good first sell per se. Okay, that's fair.
But at the same time, Forge Master and Druid are a ton of fun. And I do think they're really strong characters. So if someone bought this box solely for Druid and Forge Master, then yeah, go for it. Like,
Yeah.
And then like you said, Sun Elf and Duelist might appeal to people. They might think that's really cool. Like some people might be willing to like fencing or sword fights and that kind of thing. And Duelist is like, they're like, oh, sick. I love that. So it's just my gripe is just, I think people are going to be like, well, you were spoiled in a sense. In a sense, we were spoiled with Outcast because Outcast was a phenomenal box. And so if something was S tier, I would call it an S tier box. The next box being anything but S tier, you're going to be left a little upset. It's kind of like when you go to a movie, right? And the first movie was phenomenal, like one of the greatest movies you ever seen, right? And then you go to see its sequel and you're just like, it was good, but it's just like where you just came from to the next thing. If it's not that same quality, it's going to feel even worse in a sense, right?
Yeah.
Because you're expecting another S tier, right? You're expecting another, like the first, but since it wasn't that, you just kind of feel, oh.
Yeah, no, that's fair. It doesn't mean that it's not great. It just means that like you've
My
been
hopes
built
are
up.
set a little too high, I guess,
That's
for
fair.
this box.
I will say, I think, and this kind of goes back to a little bit of what I was saying before. Theme sells new players across the board. Strategy, or maybe there's another word that I'm just not coming. Yeah, competitive, whatever. When you design a character specifically to be, this is going to be the next powerful character within the meta, that sells to pre-existing players, right? And so Dice Throne constantly has to juggle that. It's why IP games sell so well, because people know the theme, they want to play the theme, whatever it might be. And so when they did X-Men, when they did Marvel, obviously that was a huge pull for new players. And it did a great job. And to top it off, some of those characters, Black Widow, for example, really strong within the meta. So like there's a success there. This is an interesting one.
Yeah.
Fantasy, this kind of high fantasy side is definitely something that's trendy right now, right? You've got Rings of Power. You've got Dungeons and Dragons kind of having blown up as it did. And then ironically kind of faltering to a certain extent, but you have others that are picking that up like Cosmere and Daggerheart and things along those lines. So people are craving that high fantasy theme. There's a lot of other directions they could have gone, right? The Outcasts really sold well with the horror concept.
Yep.
People already love Vampire Lord.
Yep.
I mean, that's why it got voted for our season 2 Hero Deep Dive. It's like people just love the theme. It was close. And the one right after it was, I think, Cursed Pirate, which meta-wise really sticks out. And so I think that one succeeded really well because people wanted that horror theme and it just works well. People were drawn to that theme. And so this set definitely kind of posed into question, like, was it the best theme they could have gone with? I don't know. I think it's interesting. It definitely, the Sun Elf feels a little outside of it. The Duelist feels a tad bit outside of it. You got Forge Master and Druid feel very magical, blacksmith, making armor, well, I guess not swords, but I digress. And then you got Sun Elf. I'm just not sure like what that is per se. And then you've got Duelist, which could have a bit more of a modern, sort of a medieval, maybe a past medieval kind of tone to it. That kind of steps out of that like high fantasy world just a tad bit. You start getting a little bit more like it's the difference between Game of Thrones versus Lord of the Rings in a sense. But I don't know. Anyway, that's basically everything I think that we have for Vanguard. I think
Except
that's a good close.
Naraxus.
Yes, we need to do Naraxus. So this is the first time that I have ever played one of these like co-op situations.
Yeah.
So I only have a limited amount to review on.
Yeah.
Which is nothing. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I love that they made the sort of digital addition to it, which adds the music and the sound effects and everything like that. I'm a guy that loves theme. And so that really sold it for me.
Because we played the music along the little QR code.
Yes.
We played that music along with the fight. So.
I love that it's so easy to run this.
Very easy.
You roll a dice, it attacks each player, even though you both share the same health. I know I'm describing this as if, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people listening at this point have probably played it, but just to give a rundown, you're fighting this dragon creature. You and whoever else is playing, there's stuff in there to show you what health to set him at, what health to set you at, so on and so forth. You start the game. It's pretty much normal gameplay for you. It's just instead of attacking each other, you're attacking the dragon. Pretty straightforward. Dragon does very simple things. It rolls one dice on its turn. And it does something, and it has all the effects. It could be dealing undefendable damage. It could be defendable damage. It could be healing itself. It could be ruining your cards by forcing you to discard things, so on and so forth. Like there's a number of effects on here that it can do, and it's basically just alternating. You attack, it attacks you. Your opponent your ally attacks, it attacks them.
Yep.
And then you just continue on until you either both die or he dies. Or is it just one player dies?
Well, you have shared health.
Right. Oh yeah. So either you die
or he dies.
Yeah. Yes. Silly me. Straightforward. It's easy. It's concept.
Fun. Really easy.
Yeah.
I remember when I got home from vacation and opened up Vanguard finally. The first thing I did was get out each character, set them up, pulled out Naraxus, and I played each character 1v1 against Naraxus.
Oh, okay. Very cool.
It took like an hour.
Did you win every time?
I won with all of them but Druid.
Interesting. Of all the characters.
Overall, I love it. It's a fun way just to play. Like you can fly through a game in like 15, 20 minutes against him.
You can solo, which is exciting.
You can try out different you can try it if you just want to experiment, play around, test a character. There's a character you're not as familiar with.
Oh, absolutely.
You can play it against Naraxus, and it's a really good testing ground.
Yes.
Where you can see just what you should be doing on the character, what's not working, what is working, and stuff like that. So it's overall a lot of fun, and it makes I think what makes it so good is it gives a solo format for people in case if they don't have anyone to play. They're locals. They can't play their locals because it's not ranked day, you know?
Yeah,
so they're like, I want to play Dice Thrones, but...
Exactly. And that's the beauty of it, too, is like, if you're not really somebody that's into the competitive scene, but you love Dice Throne, you love playing with your friends and things like that, this is a phenomenal addition to that This is literally like the perfect next option. I know in our group, we have some friends that love to play games competitively and some friends that love to play games cooperatively. And so it's good to have options for cooperative games.
Yes.
I will say. So
I think my favorite thing though about Naraxus is it's the box lid.
Yes. Oh, I love how they do that now.
It's like they got full use out of the whole Vanguard box.
Yes. They did that with this. They did it with Outcasts.
Well, Outcast was art.
Oh, that's right.
So
So it's a similar design, but they use the box lid
they
this
made
time
it
for
an actual mini game,
yes.
which I love, and I hope they keep doing that with the 4 box sets.
But they did sell basically the same concept for
Outcast, they sold an expansion pack for the Dice Drones Adventures
okay.
campaign. They sold an expansion pack as a
So this is a
side.
brand new concept then. Wow, I feel like again, I haven't played any of those.
Yeah,
so
you haven't
that's
played
why it
any
was
of the
throwing me
soul-
off.
the campaign stuff. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Fantastic. So with that being said, because again, I was completely unaware of it. Now I feel like a dummy. This is fantastic.
Yeah.
This is a great addition to the
Yeah,
game.
I
All
hope
right.
they keep doing this with all future packs.
I was thinking this is just another theme, and I'm kind of sitting there thinking, like, man, there's only so many things you can do with their attacks against a person, especially because they don't come with status effects and things like that. But no, this is awesome. This is great. If this is a whole new thing that they just added,
It is.
this is amazing.
They're called encounters.
Encounters.
So it's like it's a whole new thing they're planning on doing. So
Awesome. I love it. Dice Thrones, fantastic idea. Keep it up. This
Yep.
is great. Cool. Anything else we want to add? I know it's short. It's straightforward for Naraxus, but I mean, it's a pretty straightforward concept.
It's very simple. I think they're going to probably get more advanced in future encounters for sure. But I know they probably wanted the first one to be pretty simple at the end of the day.
Yeah. And I mean, I love the fact that it's the classic dragon fight that they
Yeah.
did it for, because that just feels like the standard.
It
you might
also
say.
fits the vibe of Vanguard being more of
Oh,
a
yeah.
D&D focus. So
Absolutely.
they're fighting, stealing the dragon's gold. I know for a fact Forge Master is probably the one who convinced them all to steal from the dragon,
Yes.
being dwarf. So
It feels like The Hobbit, because
Yeah.
it literally it said that you steal from the dragon.
yeah, you
beginning of
start the
the-
game by stealing from the dragon's
So
sword.
it feels very The Hobbit, let's send Bilbo in there to go snag something and tell us he's going to scope out the area. And then he comes back, he's like, there's a whole dragon in there. And the next thing you know, you're in a big battle. And yeah, I love it. I love it. It's awesome. So fantastic. I will be excited in future ones. Maybe they will come with some tokens and they'll find a way to you get the side, whatever pocket over here on the box that everybody else's stuff
that might
comes
be
in.
interesting with storage, but
Yeah,
we'll see.
we'll see. They'll probably figure something out. So awesome. I love it. Fantastic. Great work, Dice Throne. Again, across the board with this set and with how they handled the shipping really well and everything like that, absolutely satisfied.
Yep.
In my opinion. And I know Bill has some concerns, but
But that was in comparison to Outcast. If I looked at this in a vacuum, I would definitely give it like a B
okay.
for the characters, but with the addition of our Naraxus and the encounters, A.
Yeah.
So I'd definitely say this is an A for sure.
And that's on with a S tier.
S tier.
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So the classic. Yeah. Okay. Got it. Awesome. Yeah. I can agree with that too.
Or like it started as like a 7, bumped up to like an 8 out of 10.
Yeah. Absolutely. 100%. So awesome. Excited to see what they come out with next. I know you're probably thinking, Bill, Skylar, what the heck? Are you not going to talk about Mystic Brawler? We don't have Mystic Brawler in our area yet. I know some people out there have already gotten it. I think I saw some posts already that they had managed to snag a box. Awesome. That's fantastic. I promise you, as soon as we get it, we will try to sit down and talk about that and get an episode out for that. So look forward for that. I'm excited. Fantastic looking character. But with that being said, I think this closes out our review of the phenomenal Vanguard 4-pack set of heroes. Thank you all for listening. This has been another episode of the Roll Phase Podcast. Well, that's a wrap on another episode.
You know what, Skylar? But with the Roll Phase, there's always more on the way. We want to say a massive thank you to all who tuned in and joined in on the Roll Phase.
That's right. And if you enjoyed the show, please hit that subscribe or follow button on whatever platform you're listening on right now. It really helps the show climb through the rankings and get in front of more listeners.
And don't forget to find us in the wild. You can follow the Roll Phase on Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, and TikTok, where we'll keep you updated on new episodes and even post more content following us and our Dice Throne journey.
Yeah, who knows? We might end up at a convention near you or doing an impromptu video about a brand new character announcement.
Yeah, and if we hit 10,000 subscribers / followers, Skylar will dress up as his favorite Dice Throne hero, Psylocke.
Wait, what?
Oh, and don't forget, we want to keep the Dice Throne community growing, so be sure you're also following the official Dice Throne social accounts to help support this game we all love.
Yeah, good idea. Hey, can we circle back to the Psylocke thing?
You're right, Skylar. The best way to grow the community is to support the original creators.
Yeah, I know, but
Until next time, this has been... You're supposed to say it.
the Roll Phase podcast.
See you all next episode.
Hey, I never agreed to.